Just kidding. All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 with Family with Evie. And today we have a special guest, Rayne.
Hello.
Your camera went off, but that's okay.
My camera went off?
Yeah.
Well, it's on for me.
Okay.
Is it on now?
No, it's fine.
What?
It's okay. So my first question that I want to ask you is, you have a little sister with EB, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And I just want to dive right into it. Actually, you know what I should do is I should ask you a little bit more about yourself. So where are you from?
I'm from Maryland.
Okay.
So, Coast represent.
And you're 17, hey?
I'm 16.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll double check for a second.
Tommy, is that your kid? Okay. Okay. So you're 16 from Maryland, and you have a little sister with EB.
Yeah.
What is it like being the sibling of someone with EB? Just kind of.
It's pretty similar to just any other sibling things. I have 2 other sisters as well. But I feel like especially I'm a little bit more overprotective, I suppose, as I am the oldest one, and I gotta pick up some slack from my other sister, other than Teagyn, the one with EB, which I love. I love them both, but they can be evil sometimes. She's just as evil as every other sibling, EB or not.
And how old is Teagyn?
She's 10, but she's about to be 11, I think. Like, her birthday is next week.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what type of EB does she have? Do you know?
RDEB.
Okay.
Which I might have said something different in the past years you've known me. Because I think I've been saying RDEB. I think I also might have said something else. But also, as a sibling, you're way less educated, like, compared to some others. I don't know as much as I should. I've definitely done some of my own research, but at the same time, it's like, I just know what Teagyn has and, like, how she deals with stuff. I don't know the complete medical stuff, as, you know, other than you guys, of course, there's nobody really around with EB. So I kind of just, I know what Teagyn needs, and that's about it. But RDEB, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So are there any difficulties that come along with that? Do you face any, like, problems in your day-to-day life with having a sibling with EB?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of it comes from things that are like people being unaccepting the way, which really sucks. And it's mostly in, not to say the house, but as I'm older and I understood like what's having a sibling with EB, like what comes with it. My little sister Keelan, she hasn't completely understood that yet, and it's quite a challenge to have to deal with that, because it's like, oh my god, just chill out, oh my god, and it caused a lot of issues. And then also, like, you always gotta do stuff, of course, which I'm fine with, but sometimes it can be a little gross. But you know what? That's what you gotta do. And then, like, one thing that I think is really annoying is that when there's a problem that could be fixed if someone would put the effort into it, but then it not doing so. Because I personally think Teagyn has problems with the most. Like, not the most, but she has a lot of problems with opening doors. And it's literally so, like, agitating, because I have a doorknob that she cannot open correctly because it's like one of the circular ones. And I've been telling my parents, just give me a doorknob that she can just go like this because it's so sad. It's like I just want her to come to my room whenever she wants, but she has to struggle with the doorknob, and like multiple places in the house aren't like that. That's a little ramble. I don't even know, but in general, that's around the house. That's a thing. Chores, as I said, Keelan doesn't understand that Teagyn can't do as much as everybody else, and I can pick up the stuff. And Teagyn and Keelan are at the age where they should be doing chores. They should be doing chores too, but because Teagyn literally can't, Keelan's like, oh no, I can't do chores because Teagyn's not doing chores, and it's not great. That's causing a lot of issues. And then outside the family, Evie has a lot of stuff when it comes to money. Like it's a very pricey thing. Those supplies and the wheelchair we got super expensive. I remember when I was little, when we first got a fancy bathtub, it was a huge expense. Like it was crazy. And we love the bathtub. It works really well. It has like a bubble fizzers to get dead skin off, and it's really nice.
Wow.
It has colors. Yeah, it's fancy.
I want one.
Yeah, a medical table, that was something. But I think other than that, and then like the emotional tools that comes with it, like knowing that your blood is my blood, is going through that, like it really hurts in all honesty, because it's like I can't help. And when I was growing up, when I was like a lot younger, I was always very scared of accidentally hurting her, and that did definitely create some distance in our relationship. And it's really like, but she's just like any other kid. Like she likes the same different things. She's oh my god, she's going into chorus this year, which I think will be really fun.
Really?
Something to do. Yeah. But in past conversations I've had with you guys, I've mentioned how she has hard times like holding. I'm pretty sure she's a little depressed because it's how things are, and she has a whole hard time holding like hobbies and stuff. And I think that having something that she can connect with, like with school and make chorus friends and stuff like that, I think that will help her a lot. And I'm excited for her to have that. But other than that, I don't know if I can think of more.
Okay. So what kind of chores is she able to help out with? Like, is there anything that she can do that?
Well, she, it really sucks because if she has a chore and then Keelan's in a chore, and okay, she does a chore and then Keelan doesn't do a chore because she still thinks that she's doing more than her, then Teagyn won't want to do a chore. So like cleaning their room, so like putting stuff away. I think she's put away dishes some. She's like she swept some. She can vacuum. She vacuums, but I feel like she could do more. But my mom is kind of like doesn't want her to, I guess, in a way, because she's a little worried about it. But I feel like we could definitely figure out a way. Because I don't know, chores is just like a responsibility thing, and I've tried my hardest to like make things accessible. I've been trying to figure out how I can like make the broom more holdable. That's like a thing I've been trying to engineer lately. So I feel like that's something.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good invention, if I say myself. So B has our Deb, so I think that's something that I think that if she watches this, then she can look up to B, because it's just
exactly.
She really, I feel like, as we're talking about this and talking about like Teagyn in specific, I do feel like she leaned a lot towards me, like in camp, because she went to Camp Wonder, which if you guys don't know on here, if you're watching this, it's a skin disease camp. Skin condition camp, I should say, for kids with chronic skin conditions, like very rare. Well, they range from rare to not rare. Anyway, I had her as a camper this year for the first time, and when I saw her, like her face like lit up, like she was like, "Oh my gosh, like be like B, I didn't know you were here," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm your counselor," and she like absolutely like just lit up, and it was so like heartwarming to see her like making her new friends and talking to everyone in the camp and like just bonding with everyone. So yeah, I just wanted to like share that little like tidbit. Like it just felt so like heartwarming, and it made me really happy for her to see someone like me who not only has EB but has her type of EB, like navigating like camp and like showing her the things that she can do and helping her with different things. So yeah, I just wanted to share that.
That's really cool. I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
she always talks about Camp Wonder, like she loved it. And I think that was really good. And that was like a big step, and it was a really different thing for us because we never had her be so far from us for such a long time. And like it was so nice to hear about like what she did. Like I always hear about the karaoke, and she didn't talk to me much, but I bet like being around people like her, like just like the conference, like being able to just be with other people who won't look down her in any way, because I think she also has a problem with that, because like not to lie, kids are mean, and I've never heard her being like bullied or anything like that, thank God, but she definitely has been, how do I say this, secluded in some ways. Like Keelan would be hanging with friends on the street, and then Teagyn would come home saying that she wouldn't explain, but it's just a little sad. But it's really nice to see her going with people that she can be friends with. And luckily, lately, she has had some pretty good friends. And I think just with time and like more understanding, it can really help. But yeah.
Okay. And then also Tommy, your brother Zach, also has EB.
Yeah.
And
He has
RW?
Yeah, he has RW.
That's cool. Okay. Wow. So
Not a RW.
well, it's not cool, but it's cool to know that like say for instance just a child with EB thinking that they're alone, and they actually have a whole support system of people with the same kind as
Right.
them. So I think that's really important to create that like community for them,
Mhm.
and there's also people that they can look up to even if they don't have the same type.
Mhm.
So have you ever had to help with bandaging, Rayne?
Actually, no. My mom was like, she tried to show me, and then she'd be like, "Okay, you're just getting in the way. Go somewhere else." So I did not participate in that, but I have heard like many sibling discussions about how that can be kind of taxing to do. I mean, I know like the basics. Like I've always like I can identify the different types because she'll be like, "Oh, Rayne, go grab me the Mephilex, blah 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 blah. Go grab me the little bandage," and I'll be like, "Okay." But I haven't specifically helped with like cutting bandages and applying bandages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So no, sadly.
You
much input.
need it if you you have the ability to do it if you need to do it,
Yeah.
Okay. So how does it affect you if you're comfortable with sharing that little
Yeah,
story?
I can share it. I mean, like I've never blamed T in any way. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how many people will hear this. But 4 years ago at the what conference was it? Oh, it was 4 years ago. The second to last conference we went to. Tommy was with me there too, and it was this sibling like discussion, and like oh my god, it literally made my blood fume because there's so many things about how like how it was like oh so horrible and oh you have some self love and blah 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 blah, and it's like you gotta have self-love, but you also can't pretend that they don't need help. Like, they can never do the same thing as you. And I've always had that in my mind. So I've never felt any negative way towards EB. Never felt that way. But I have felt kind of a need to uplift myself so I can take over some of the things that like my family is missing out on because of stuff. Like I try and make sure that I took care of the kids when I was younger, like babysat them when I was way too young to, cooking for them, getting good grades, I hope to at least, just in general, trying to raise myself up so that no one has to worry about me much, which can, it is pretty sad. That is another thing I also heard with the sibling discussion is that you kind of feel left behind in a way and you have to take care of yourself. But I've never really had a problem with it. But that's just me being strong and an alpha. I shouldn't be using Gen Z slang on a podcast, but in general, you live and you get over it, and in general, it's for the best to understand what it feels like to have EB and the pain that comes with it, and that you gotta fend for yourself sometimes. Yeah, get in there. Can't think of anything else.
What?
I can't. Actually, wait. I have one more thing. That Keelan once again. Oh, Keelan. She also thinks. I think. My brain. I'm pretty sure she thinks I favors Teagyn because I call her out when she is being. Not gonna lie. She's pretty young. She's only like 9, but she has a little ableism thing with her. Like she doesn't understand, and I think that's mostly just because she kind of holds herself back in a way, and she isn't very mature, like at all. But that just comes with it. She doesn't take it like I do, as she is young. She's the little sister, and it can cause a great big rift in our relationship as well, because it's like, oh my god, I can't deal with it. I'll always tell her like, okay, if Teagyn asks you to open her door for her, can you just open the door instead of being rude and inconsiderate? And it, big rift. It annoys me. That's another thing I feel. Annoyance. But other than that, positive emotions. Yes. Also EB. I feel like I've met very good people because of EB, and it's also taught me so much about people and like being understanding and stuff like that, which I hope I'd had if I didn't know about EB. I think I would, but
I want to mention, I think the funny thing is that out of our entire friend group, I think Rayne is the only one that doesn't have EP.
Yeah, I think
I'm the only one.
So like,
there's like 12
you
of
get
us.
like you get like a taste of like all EBs because like all of us.
Well, Ty, if we're counting Ty.
Oh, true. Well,
I mean, he was in the friend group last convention.
He
so.
was.
Did you not? We literally have a picture. He stood so awkwardly in that last photo. I feel like he was just kind of like hanging out. I feel bad though.
I can one up Ty, and that's that I don't have the gene at all because my blood and my genes aren't the same as my other 2 sisters. So I don't even got the gene, guys. I'm that cool. Okay, I got all my collagen 7 right in here.
Who's gonna tell Rayne that me and Ty both were adopted?
Go tell him.
What?
Rayne, Ty was adopted.
What?
So was I.
What? You were adopted?
I've known you for 6 years.
What do you mean you were adopted?
I mean, my biological parents put me up for adoption. I went through the foster system for 3 years, and then my now parents said, "Oh, look, it's a gracious little baby. Bring him to me." And then I was brought down to this earth, and now I'm here.
The silence speaks volumes.
That's all I have to say. I'm muting myself again.
Okay, moving on from that. Rayne, have you ever had any misconceptions or misunderstandings about EB before you kind of dived into the more research of it?
Good answer.
There we go.
I think that's our sign that we're on a break.
That is our sign that we're on a break. So we will catch you in the flip side in the meantime. Alrighty, we are back, and Rayne has had some issues. So
Yeah, tech issues. I didn't even realize my camera wasn't being shown, but I can't figure out how to turn it back on. So
alrighty,
I can't see my face.
My last question I asked before you got lost in cyberspace was, did you have any misconceptions or misunderstandings about EB before you kind of dived into the research of it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Totally. Oh my god, when I was a kid, I thought like every single little thing would hurt her. Like and you gotta understand, I was like, oh, how old was I? I think it was like 8. Well, hold on, let me do the math. Hold on. If I'm 16, she's about to be 11, so like 5 years. So I was like 11, 10 or no, wait. Okay, I was very young, and I did not understand like at all. Like well, I understood a little bit because I'm a very smart kid, but in general, it was like I thought everything would hurt her. I was super scared to pick her up. Like that was my main thing. Like I was terrified to pick her up, and it was 10 times worse when I did pick her up, and it actually did hurt her. And my mind was like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" I was like so stressed. Like I never ever picked her up unless like someone like gave her to me, like when she was really little. And that was very like sad, but I still did a lot of stuff with her, but I didn't roughhouse with her as much as I did with my other sisters. Like I'll like pick them up and throw them around, which is completely different to what I did with Teagyn when she was born, because and I thought she was like super sensitive, like that's what everyone said, butterfly skin, stuff like that. And in general, I didn't actually understand that there was blisters underneath the oh my god, I'm forgetting my is it the dermis layer? It's one of the
I think so.
Yeah. Under layers. I didn't understand that blisters were underneath. I thought it kind of happened like on top, like there was like not lacerations, is that the word? Like cuts, but like I always thought that it kind of like moved in a way, like the skin moved in a way and broke. I don't know. I can't remember what my 10-year-old self thought, but it was very complicated and not scientific and wrong, that's for sure. But I remember when I was a kid, I never got an explanation on why her fingers started going away, and that was something. That was something, because I was like, "Huh, that's quite strange." I never
Is that
understood
something
how
that you know now? Because I can kind of explain it.
Actually, can you explain it? It was like a
Yeah,
while ago. I knew that it was like from
the thing is like it really sucks because like I think this is like the one RDEB is like the one EV where like the fingers will just start to kind of like curl. It really sucks and it's really annoying, but I think the reason it could just be from like because I'm trying to think. It's like I guess just from constant like scarring and blistering, especially in that area.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Like I know for me personally, that's kind of the reason why. Like especially when I was younger, like my hands were getting hurt a lot. I'm getting a call and I need it to stop. Okay. So, and just over time, like, I think my hands got, again, this is just my experience. I don't know about others with our dad, but this is just like my general understanding. I think just over time, like, my hands got more sensitive and like, I, there was a period where I kind of neglected like taking care of them. So now it's like, that's why they're the way they are now. And like, yeah, that's like, I feel like I didn't give a great explanation. Then again, I'm like super tired.
No,
like,
it's okay. I've done some of my own research, but I'm always like, I'm now always doubting my research because I'm pretty sure I've been saying the wrong type of EB for like the past 2 years.
No, it's totally fine.
So embarrassing.
I think that's like the main reason. It's just a constant blistering. Oh, and since RDEB is like a more severe kind, I guess, it affects that area even more. So like, and like the one way that you can really stop that from happening is just like wrapping hands, doing hand surgery, which is something I'm probably going to consider. So yeah, that's like my, like, I guess general understanding of why that happens. If that made any sense at all.
No, it makes sense. That's what I thought mostly. But like Teagyn, her hands are really blistered up, and you know, she doesn't have her individual fingers at all except for her thumb, and I think I'm pretty sure we talked about. I think she did get a surgery because it was getting to the point that if she didn't get a surgery, then she would lose her thumb too, if I remember right. So she had to get it. But that was something.
Yeah, I remember a couple of years ago, Zach went through the same thing. He went and got surgery and got his thumbs back, and he mainly used them to like he mainly played like games and stuff with it. But over time, they kind of started webbing back together because well, I don't know the reason. He could probably talk about it more whenever we have him, but over time they started webbing back together, but we still used gauze on it. So I don't really know exactly what happened in that situation, but I do know that sorry, I just lost my train of thought. I got a message about something else. But yeah, no, he didn't have his hand. He had his hands wrapped, and it still managed to web over eventually. And I don't really know how that happens, but I know sometimes it just does, and there's just nothing you can do about it. But I kind of felt bad because he went through all the effort of getting the surgery, and then it just like lasted like 2 years, and then it was back to normal, or not normal, but you know what I mean, like what he was.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I get it. But in general, her hands and her feet, like, that was something. But in general, I understood the basics. I didn't understand the complete science. I knew it was from the genes, and I knew it was rare. I was very into science as a kid, so I kind of knew something. It was #genius, but
Yep, I think we lost him again.
No.
Down.
Well.
Okay. While he's gone, I just want to mention, has anyone ever done a project for school on EB before?
Yes.
Yes.
And the teachers, they just gobble that shit up. Like,
oh yeah,
they love it.
No, they really do. Are we still recording? Is this gonna be in the podcast?
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I remember I did a couple. Like, I think I did like, I mostly did them in high school, not so much like middle and elementary, but I did a lot in high school. And the teachers, like, every time I would present it, they would eat it up for real. Like,
yeah, they
loved it so much. Like, I got points.
Oh my god, my internet went out again.
It's all good. It's all good.
My apologies.
No, it's okay.
Where were we?
We were just talking about have you ever done any projects for school on EB before?
I remember back in elementary school, I did a little poster for it, I'm pretty sure, and I brought it in. And I think we put it on the announcements, I'm pretty sure. It was something when I was in 5th grade, and that was like 6 years ago. But like throughout school, I've always like tried to mention it anytime I could, which not in like projects, but like in casual conversation. Like if anyone was like, oh, genetics, oh, blah, 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 science, blah, 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 blah. Or, like, when it comes to siblings, or if I had to, it's always something when I say something crazy, and then people are like, what? Like, or, talking about, I remember I was on a call with my friend, and I was like, oh, man, I just stepped on a bloody bandage, oh. And she was like, what? Huh? And I was like, oh, well, time for you to hear about the worst disease you've never heard of. But I'm on my school's journalism team this year, and I'm hoping to do something about that.
Cool.
Yeah. So hope that'll go good, I say.
That's cool. So that was episode 4 of Family Members with EB, and I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed listening and watching, and we will catch you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.